2 months ago, the Nigerian Civil Society had launched the national guideline in asthma management. So we are still in the process of circulating this to get to every place so that people will know what is a guide. But remember, a guide is a guide, just to help us to say, okay, how do we do this? So we still need to train people and retrain people in that management. And even when these guides are supplied, if you don't train and retrain, there will be poor implementation of those guidelines. It's a problem. Next. So if you don't treat well, what will happen? Under-treatment, over-treatment, and then the big picture there is the poor control. And remember what I said about poorly controlled asthma. Loss of work, loss of energy, no economic, high economic burden, and what have you. So they have poor quality of life and can actually die from that illness. Next. Follow up. People just think asthma is a one-off thing. They want the cure. So when they come to the hospital, they just go. They won't come back. They come in only when they have emergency. That is, if you don't educate them and follow them up. And at times, no written management plan. It's an issue. Because it means that at any point in time, you have to call the doctor. And you can call the doctor or call the healthcare provider. At the time, the person wouldn't pick the call or network is called. The challenge. Next. So we have a lot of them lost to what? Follow up. Once they come to you from there, because you don't get cure, they go to the next place. Increase exacerbation. That means you only see them again when they are very ill and emergency room. Next. The general challenges that some people mentioned here before now, the will from the government and hospital staff to set up management team for some of these illnesses like asthma is not there. Like somebody asked during our phone-in program sometime, why is it that the emphasis is on things like Ebola, Lassa fever, HIV, and not this? It's a challenge. But what we are doing here today is part of how to do what? To sensitize the government, to go into advocacy, management of asthma in developing countries and borders on what? Poverty, inadequate resources, and what? Poor infrastructure. And efforts will be made to address the challenges by the government, the NGO, that is where the ACUF comes in, doing great, pharmaceutical industries, the patients themselves and the health workers. Everybody, everyone has a role. Everybody. This will help in achieving total control of asthma. That is the goal. Where asthma, I'm sure some people here who are asthmatics are just okay. But in the past, they couldn't be in this kind of room. They would have gone outside. They would have rushed outside. But when you are total control, nobody will know. When you have need for your inhaler, you just step outside and do what? Use it and come in and continue the discussion. Nothing will happen. Next. Next. Thank you so very much for listening.
I just want to remind us on what he talked about. Dr. Yedu presented the topic asthma burden management and challenges. And in his delivery, he went through the epidemiology of asthma, symptoms, risk factors, the diagnosis, management, the control, and then factors that increase asthma-related deaths. He went on to discuss the challenges in diagnosis, made some presentations of the way forward for asthma management and control in Nigeria, and concluded by calling all of us to bring all our hands on deck with the control and management of asthma. Another round of applause for that. We are going to continue with this technical session, but I just want to remind us on a few things. Some of the statistics we are seeing there, it might shock you that there are statistics that are probably being gathered by, a lot of agencies that come here and do some job for us and look, around and get it. But I must tell you that some of the statistics you're seeing here may not be as real as it should be, because they tell you 383,000 deaths as the mortality from asthma worldwide. But I can assure you that a lot more people are dying as a result of asthma or asthma-related diseases in our country. Poor records might be the issue. Poor records might actually be the issue. And I tell you that it's also important, I won't speak for my own field and specialty, it is important that the few respiratory physicians that he's talking about can be augmented by the simple training to be able to identify and do some minimal first aid and then refer by the lower cadre health workers. Can be a very important way of addressing the issue of asthma, the asthma problem in Nigeria, because the community healthcare workers can be given some basic training, identify the clinical case of asthma and refer. That way, somebody comes in contact with the first level of healthcare management and has a means of entering the healthcare system and eventually having a hope of getting to the specialist where you can get proper attention. I want to crave your indulgence for us to break a little bit of the protocol. If you look closely at the program, you will see that the Federal Ministry of Education was invited to this event. And the Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, was invited. And he is here represented by Professor Chiwuike-Uba.
Chiwuike-Uba and his allies would set up a foundation not only to honor his late wife, but especially to champion the study and management of asthma and other respiratory diseases with a view to preventing many more painful demises, such as that of his late wife, is a move very much steeped in nobility, altruism, and patriotism. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria has largely been a net consumer of products of focused medical education and research carried out in different parts of the world. Nigerian scholars and researchers have also acquitted themselves creditably in different fields of medicine and medical education internationally. What we are lacking
for containing the menace of asthma and other respiratory diseases in Nigeria and beyond. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you very much, everybody. I will go directly to
by investing our intellectual and financial resources in the development of homegrown treatment and management of asthma and other respiratory diseases. Who says that the much sought after breakthrough, the treatment of this elusive ailment cannot come from Nigeria? This is why I felt excited to honor this invitation. I wish to identify fully with both the conferees and the foundation. Posterity will credit you all if you would go beyond mere paper presentations and discussions at this conference to chart a sure path for curtailing the menace of asthma and other respiratory diseases in Nigeria and beyond. Thank you and God bless you.
Please, just some announcement.
This opportunity for us to discuss asthma again from another light. The keynote speaker has spoken a lot and with the mindset of an adult. But now I want to look at it from the pediatric point of view and then interact and have some semi-practical session. Permit me, if you're a doctor here, I may do my best to really speak on everyday plain language so that everybody will be able to follow. Sometimes I may sound a bit technical, but I'll do my best to keep it simple. Let me have a slide change. I wish to declare that I have no real or perceived conflict of interest in relation to this presentation. And at the end of this presentation, it will be important that you know what asthma is, how it manifests, the medications you use in asthma, and what you do to control your asthma. Remember, the theme of this has to do timely management. So simply put, Dr. Yedum has gone through that, so I'll do my best not to repeat some of the slides. But for emphasis, especially for those who are not here, I know that some of my patients are here, I've seen a few faces, so we may need to just say some things, so we'll know it and know it again. Asthma is a chronic problem, it's a long-term problem, and it's a disease of the airways, that's the breathing tubes, and it makes the airway passages to become, when it's stimulated, to narrow. So it makes it difficult for air to move in and out of the lungs. I know air contains oxygen. I know how important oxygen is to everybody. So that disease that affects the airway, that is usually on a long-term basis, that will cause the airway to be narrow, causing movement of oxygen to be difficult. At the time it's occurring, that's what we all usually call asthma. So those are the breathing tubes, from your nose down to your lungs, down to where the air will pass. So that's when we say the lungs, the breathing tubes, and asthma is the disease of the breathing tube. Okay? So what happens in asthma? That picture. Maybe I'm a pediatrician, so we use a lot of illustration to make sure that our children are following. So you permit me to do that today. So what happens in asthma? The one on the left, okay, it's you can't see my pointer, but it's on the line. That's the normal airway. It's open, it's free. Then air moves in freely. But on the one on the right, you can see there's some constriction. It's become smaller. It's more narrowed. So the muscles are more tightened, and you find out that it's inflamed, and the airway is smaller. There's thick mucus. So the one on the left is your normal airway. But when you have asthma, the one on your right is the asthma airway, the breathing tube, how it is. So in terms of diagnosing asthma, we have 4 main symptoms, 4 main things you will see. And you say this is most likely asthma. Asthma, like many other diseases, may look like a syndrome. In other words, when you bring this together, bring this together, bring this together, when they are occurring most times together, you say it's most likely this disease. So for asthma, you're looking at 4 things: cough, fast breathing, or difficulty breathing. Some people call it shortness of breath. Then chest tightness, as if some impending doom, and you can't really breathe well. And of course, the wheezing, that noise, that when they are breathing out, some people feel like someone is whistling. Others say you're doing like pussycats. Different people have different ways of explaining. But those 4 things: cough, wheezing, shortness of breath, chest tightness, those are the main symptoms of asthma. That's what we say. Okay, so what causes it? In the course of doing the radio program last week and this week, a lot of interest was what causes it. What exactly would you say is the cause of asthma? The answer really is unknown, but there are factors that may be related to it. One thing that you need to know is usually hereditary. If a parent has asthma, most likely, when I say most likely, just like saying the parent has sickle cell. You may have 2 parents that have AS, and none of the children will come down with SS. So it is the hereditary part. If one parent has asthma, his or her children are more likely to have asthma. And so most asthma, 80% of the time, will start in childhood. Before the child is 5 years, is able to show symptoms that we just talked about, okay? But exact causes are not known. They are associated, some studies have shown that if a mother is smoking, if a mother uses so much paracetamol and some other medication that Dr. Edum had talked about, or using drugs too much for gastroesophageal reflux, okay? Or if a child is born through cesarean section, or if a child is born premature. These are some of the things studies have tried to show that are related to childhood asthma. But again, there are triggers or things that could stimulate it. In other words, you may be born with the genetics of asthma in you, but you never meet any of the environmental triggers. You may just stay normal all your life and never really manifest asthma. So there's always that environmental stimulus or trigger factor, okay? I just brought up this study to just emphasize another aspect. This was published in the Thorax, which is a known journal, okay? By those guys, you see their names there, in Australia. They used 2 different setups. And they found out that certain things were known to be, increase the risk of recent asthma. Some of them were atopy, having a parent that had a history of asthma, and having serious respiratory tract infection in the first 2 years of life. Atopy are things like recurrent itchy nose, sneezing, catarrh, blocked nose, recurrent itchy eyes, sometimes skin, dermatitis. So people who had that had a more, increased rate of having seemed to have asthma. But the 4th thing there that they brought out that interested me was the one they called high dietary polyunsaturated fats. In other words, they found out that children who had use of margarine a lot on their because I was looking for what is polyunsaturated fat, or had a lot of frying in fried foods a lot, were also at more risk to have a recent asthma attack. Okay, so I just let me bring out that fact. Why I had to bring this slide was a lot of questions that came on during the radio program were asking some of these causes. Then also found things that could decrease the risk of recent asthma. Breastfeeding was one of the protective things. So children who were breastfed were less likely to have asthma symptoms. And then if a child had 3 or more older siblings. By that study, like I said, it was a study done in Australia. Probably we need to do our own to be able to objectivate that for ourselves. But I thought it would be useful information for us. So when we talk of this triggers, stimulus in the environment, you look at this ACUF thing. Those in front will see that there are quite some of the examples given there. And those are some of the things I've tried to go back. Okay? These are some of the things I've tried to bring out here. Strong emotions. I have a patient, when she gets really angry, a small child, less than 5 years, when she gets really upset, she starts having asthma attack. Okay? Smoke. I know of a story who a grandchild used to live along with the grandfather and used to have a lot of asthma attack. When that grandfather died, her attacks were less because she was always the grandfather who used to smoke. So smoking, okay? Cockroaches, cockroach dander, dust mite, things in your carpets, cold weather, extremes of weather, mold, damp rooms, okay? Some food allergies, some may also trigger it, nuts, dust, strong smells. Dr. Edwin talked of perfumes and all that, okay? So these are some of the triggers. So you need to have had a genetic problem, but if you're not exposed to some of these triggers, the tendency is to then come down with asthma. And I need to mention here that also associated allergies, associated etiquette, we talked about them. So when you see a child with asthma, also look out for this because in treating them, you also help to keep that asthma under control. On the left is a child you see holding his nose and trying to sneeze. You can see he's in a grass or pollen or flower food field. So that can be a trigger, but that sneezing child is having allergic rhinitis. On the right is a child, you can look at the eye with some reddening around there, allergic conjunctivitis. These are some things that go with asthma. And then you see the little baby there with a patch, like a patch on the cheeks, atopic dermatitis. So look out for these things when you see that child, okay, both for the doctor and for the parents, because I know there are a lot of parents who may not be asthmatic themselves, but we need to have this information for their own use. So we've talked about asthma as having multiple etiology. We've talked of the genetic hereditary aspect of it. But we've also said with the genetic factor playing out, we think of environmental factors on the atopy. When there's now an exposure to the stimulus or an allergen, the asthma manifests. And it's worsened when you then expose that child to further factors, viral infections, allergens, etc. The child will then have serious exacerbation. So there are multiple factors in the etiology of asthma. So what are our issues in pediatric asthma? These are the issues we need to tackle. We are going to be discussing timely management because those are the things that affect. First thing I'd like to talk about there is acceptance. Acceptance. It is not my portion. We have that phobia a lot. No, my child doesn't have asthma. No, doctor, just stop it. In fact, I was told she will overgrow it. Fine. But that's one of the issues we have in pediatric asthma. Ownership of the disease. Dr. Oyedepo talked about a lot on the diagnosis, overdiagnosis, misdiagnosis. So if the right person is not making the right diagnosis, you go with the wrong diagnosis. Fear of steroids. One of the things used in treating asthma a lot because it's an inflammation problem is steroids. But every patient or parent who has read a lot reads the pamphlet and comes to you and say, steroid, my child, you won't grow again, no. They say it makes people short. So there's steroidophobia. We see it a lot in pediatrics. Of course, we've seen that there's a lot of factors that play a role. So the heterogeneity of the disease alone is a problem. Then you have a child who's always coughing, or sometimes wheezing. Is he asthma? Is he not asthma? Because in the first 2 years of life, there's so many other things that it could be that is not asthma. So that is a problem also. Then patient education, you cannot emphasize enough on. If you teach your patient as much as you know, you have less problems. So patient education is another problem. Part of what takes time in my clinic is explaining and talking, answering and answering questions. But if you achieve that, you have a patient who is better off. You have a child who is better off. So the issues continue. Device, we've talked about device. We will look at one or two devices, but we talked a lot about the Ventolin, the metered dose inhaler. Sometimes people don't know how to use it or the right choice. Which one should I use? Some are different colors, some are different shapes, and that is an issue. So these are some of the things that affect timely management in terms of pediatric asthma. So in diagnosis, remember, don't do it yourself. Dr. Yodum has emphasized that. Don't say because my neighbor, it happened like that, so it must be that that's what is happening in my child. Take to a doctor. Remember the 4 symptoms we talked about: the cough, the fast breathing, the wheezing, and the chest tightness. When you see that and you get to a health personnel that can help you or can refer you to who can help you, the patient is then seen properly and they can take proper history examination. If it's in keeping with asthma, as in yes, you then, if it's a bigger child, can perform some of the lung function tests. We have heard today that GSK is bringing us peak flows. But this is what a peak flow looks like, and that's why I thought I should bring it so I will see. But by the time they share it to some of us who are asthma patients, not as a souvenir for you to take to your uncle, but to the asthma patient, I'm sure they'll benefit. They will know how this peak flow meter works. So if you're able to do some of the lung function tests, you're able to then say, truly, this is asthma. Or, let me try, if it's a child who can't do the test, let me try some medication. If it works, then most likely. Because if you go through the medical definition of asthma, they always add which can respond or revert on its own. So that's the pathway of making the diagnosis of pediatric asthma. If it's not, you then investigate further for other possible causes of this conundrum of syndromes, of symptoms. Okay, so we talked about treating. We'll still look at some of those medications. What is the goal in pediatric asthma when we want to make sure this child is okay? We want to make sure the child is completely controlled, symptom-free. Cough, fast breathing, chest tightness, difficulty breathing goes away. We want to make sure that child is completely controlled, no symptoms whatsoever. The child can participate fully in activities in school, full participation in sports. Child can sleep without having to wake up in the night coughing or having those difficulty breathing. Child is growing normally. Child is able to have very little or no attacks. We call them attacks sometimes. And then reduce medication side effects. So there are 4 key components to making sure this happens in terms of managing asthma on a long term. Assessment and monitoring. You must have a doctor who looks after you. Unfortunately, we have a situation where you feel you're better and you stop from it. We give our patients appointment to make sure they are always coming. Even if we have to extend it over 3 months, okay, come after 3 months, okay, come after 6 months. But don't lose touch with your. So assessment and monitoring. From time to time, we check and make sure your lungs are still okay. We need to control all the factors that contribute to your asthma problem and make sure they are removed from your environment. I've had a patient who they had to move to a village setting because where they were living, there was a paint industry on one side, there was a generator. We did all that, and the asthma was still getting bad. The parents moved location. Okay, so you need to control the factors that contribute to the asthma severity. The pharmacological therapy, that's all the medications we've been thinking and talking about, okay? And then patient education. You need to just know. That's part of why this foundation is set up. The more you know, the less you're going to come down with any problem. So that is one of the major goals, the patient education. So in this point, or in this part, I will be talking more to parents. Parents in the house, let me see your hand. I was tempted to just say amen. But we're going to go through certain steps. So you may be a parent with a child who has asthma. Maybe a parent who has a neighbor can advise. But these are some of the points I want us to go through, about 6 or so of them. First of all, you need to keep records. These records are useful for you, they're useful for your doctor when you go to see that doctor. The first thing is that you need to record points the child has had shortness of breath or whistling sound. Even if you're not sure what it is, note it down. So when you go to talk, you have objective evidence of saying, on date so and so and so, this child was breathing somehow, or this child was breathing fast. Because the doctor will want to know more. How many times the child's sleep was disturbed because of having shortness of breath? Note it down. Or having coughing. Had to wake up in the night coughing so badly. Had to wake up in the night wheezing so badly. How many times the child complained of chest pain or chest tightness, or how frequent that child had to use that Ventolin inhaler, that quick relief inhaler we talked about. How many times? The doctor will want to know, you yourself will want to know, because it's the frequency that they use in classifying how controlled this asthma is or not. Okay, so and how many puffs that child needs to use, preferably through a spacer. We'll talk about a spacer in a short while. So you need to record disruptions. This child is no longer going to school because of this problem. Record it. Put it down. We want to know. You want to know. So record it. Record disruptions from school, from exercise, from play, or other day-to-day activities. Record if the child started having any of those asthma symptoms we talked about while having an exercise. Record it. If the child starts coughing and the color of the phlegm or the sputum changes when he coughs up, record it for us. Record it for yourself. If the child starts having hay fever, that is all the catarrh, sneezing, blocked nose problems, runny nose, record it. If this child starts having, you start noticing particular thing that if it comes near and it causes the symptoms to start. Remember the symptoms: the cough, the fast breathing, the wheezing, and the chest tightness. Please note it for us. Those things that trigger the asthma flare-ups. So at home, you need to then think about them and reduce them. You need to reduce in your home. There's someone smoking, please. You have to create a smoke-free area in your house if you must smoke. Okay? Let's it become the grandfather who died and then the grandchild became better. Okay? Eliminate every source of mold. Some parts of your house may be damp, may have not been used for a long time. Curtains haven't been washed. Places are just musty. You know, you get to that room, the child starts sneezing. Take it away. If you must keep a pet, if you must keep a dog, some of us love, hugging them and holding them and all whatnot. They must not stay in the parlor where that child is. I'm not saying keep away, but if you have a child who has these symptoms, you have to, like I told you, a parent had to move from town because of the child. It was that bad because it's a child that we nearly lost to asthma. So the mother was ready to do anything. So if you must keep a pet, please let them not be in the house with that child. Let them not spend time in the parlor with that child. Okay, also avoid exposure. We've talked about some of these triggers. Sometimes mosquito calls, sometimes insecticide, sometimes it may be even the kerosene stove you blow off and that smell that comes out from it. Think of all those things that could cause a problem and take them away. Even in this modern era that, like you have a walking wardrobe, you also have a walking kitchen. I mean, everybody is living together. You start cooking, you start bringing up smoke. It's in the bedroom, it's in the living room, it's in the sitting room. The child is inhaling it. It's either you have a separate kitchen or even outside the house. But if you're going to be raising smoke and things, that will be a problem for your child. Think twice about that walking kind of apartment. Avoid the bugs. Some people have had to remove their carpets because of dust mites and all that, just to keep their children safe. Okay? Open windows, have a good ventilation, have cross ventilation. Don't let your child be feeling stuffy and then trigger the asthma. Okay? Number 2, you need to record how well the lungs are working. The peak flow meter, we've talked about it. This one is still in the waterproof. I don't know how many years I've had it. But your doctor will teach you how to use this. So that's why you need to get in contact with a healthcare professional. But if you don't have access to yours, like the one Jessica is going to share today, when you come to the clinics like in UNT, we do these tests routinely for our patients, and we're able to measure how well your lungs are doing. If it's not the peak flow, we also have the spirometer. The spirometer gives you more information. Okay, the peak flow may be limited by a few things, but the spirometer helps you still measure how well these lungs are doing. So we need to record that also. We need to adjust our treatment according to the child's asthma action plan. Dr. Enu mentioned it. I thought I should mention it again. Every child, every patient should have a personalized AAP, asthma action plan. What is in that plan? When this happens, do this. When you blow your peak flow meter and it's at this level, then use this medication. It's written specifically for you, and that patient goes with it. So if you are attending clinics where this hasn't been given to you, please demand it from your doctor the next time. Every patient should have a record of what he should do at each point as a problem. That's the AAP, the asthma action plan. Personalized written asthma plan. I'll let the patient know exactly when and how to make adjustments according to symptoms. Then regular doctor visit, even if your child is in boarding school, please. If it's midterm break, book appointment for midterm break. If don't stay Stay away from your doctor. Find time. That was even if that child is in boarding school, the regular doctor visits helps with the assessment. Remember, that assessment and monitoring is one of the key components in making sure asthma is controlled. So, regular doctor visits. This slide just trying to teach you how to do or use the MDR. Again, you can see something there, which I'll show you. Okay, let me quickly show you the next slide, and I'll come back to this one. This one. I want to show you this slide. I'll go back to the other ones. You can see me holding a bottle here. This is a regular bottle. I purposely brought this bottle for illustration's sake. The one on the left is a company-made spacer. What is it? Spacer, just a space. The one below is again your regular. In fact, I think the other one is GSK that makes that one. Spacer. It's important. But the one on the right, just made from a bottle. And studies have shown, apart from one or two technicalities that you need the modern one for, even your homemade spacers are good enough. What are spacers? Like I said, they are space. They create space. When you bring these medications, you press them. It comes out as a smoke. And that smoke or insecticide, like detonating radiation, needs to get into the lungs. So sometimes, because you're using your mouth to make lung, most of them will be deposited in the mouth. So most times, there isn't any drug that comes in this MDI form. MDI simply means metered dose inhaler. You need to give it through a spacer most times. More so if steroid is inside it. Okay? So if you teach a child, or even an adult, doesn't matter, and he can't use this medication directly, you need to then get a spacer. When you get that bottle, and you, of course, you can afford the modern made one, please go ahead, by all means, it's better. But if you can't, if you get this, if you cut the under, and you can just feed the mouth of this, that's good enough. Most bottle unders, if you ever tried it, I've tried it a few times, are difficult to cut. It's like burn that knife. I've had a few patients who succeeded. So what sometimes we teach them is get the bigger ever bottle and cut it. Put a plaster so it doesn't wound the child, and that becomes the face. And this becomes where you put the medication. But in the absence of a spacer, you can coordinate how to use. Let me have that slide back. Let me put it back. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, so always shake. We always teach the shaking because inside all these medications you see, there's what they call the propellant and then the real active ingredient. So you need to shake so the two will mix up together and be able to come out well. And you always teach an inhalation technique where you tell them, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and the point of maximal exhalation, you put the inhaler in your mouth and breathe in at the same time you're pressing. It comes with practice. Of course, a little child may not be able to obey that. That's where the spacer actually comes in. Okay? So breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And at the point of maximum exhalation, you press it and breathe in at the same time. Then you tell that child to hold the breath and count like 10. 1, 2, 3. By 10 seconds, you're expecting that the drug he has inhaled is gradually settling from the mouth through the passage and is getting down to the lung. Always have an MDI on you. I have patients who don't have problems for a long time, so their medication expires on them. But some of them know well enough, once it expires, they still buy another one and keep. Don't wake up in the night and you don't have an extra inhaler on you. Don't. It's not safe at all. Even if, for a long time you don't have the symptoms, keep it for that child. And always adjust the medications according to the asthma action plan. Don't say, I've been using two puffs. Learning keeps changing. They may change how they say you should use it. So what are these asthma medications? We talked of the MDI, the metered dose inhaler. It's metered. So each time there's a puff, there's a particular quantity that is dosed inside, metered dose. And it's inhaler because you inhale it, you simply do. That's metered dose inhaler. The ones that have steroid alone, okay? The budesonide, the fluticasone, the dexamethasone. You don't need to bother yourself with the headache. Or because I have a mixed crowd, there are also doctors here, so I thought I should mention it. The picture just showed you one of my colleagues, my direct colleagues, I must recognize her. Dr. Joyce, are you anywhere here? I just saw you in the photo. All right. I work together with her. All right. So the metered dose inhaler, the ones that are steroids, I have the broncho. I needed to recognize her. So when you ask me very difficult questions that I don't know, I can direct all the questions to her. All right. So you have the apart from the bronchodilators, we also have the steroid. We have to emphasize the steroid because asthma is an inflammation problem. It's not really just a constriction problem. The underlying long-term problem there is inflammation. So that's where steroids come in. The main base of treatment, like this one you see me holding, contains steroid. You see there are different colors. They mean different things. So don't always go away thinking Ventolin is a treatment for asthma. Ventolin only helps you when you have that sudden attack and just need to open up the lung. But on a long-term basis, you need those inhaled steroids. And that's why I actually brought two different meter dose things here to just show you that it can come in different shapes and sizes. All right. So then you have the anticholinergics, the ipratropum bromide. Like I said, it's not a medical class, so you don't need to cram anything. But they're important you know that these are some medications your doctor uses in trying to help your asthma when it moves from one state to the other to help, especially when you have an attack. They have a combination that have both the salbutamol type and then the steroid all combined in one. Like this one I'm holding is a combination therapy. In fact, this was given to me by a patient. In fact, she's even here, seated here. I just saw her, but I won't tell her to stand up. Okay, then you have the ACUF. I brought out these names so that when you see the next slide, to make sense. Okay, so these are some of the discus. So this one has the different colors. Okay, so the one that are brown alone has steroid alone. The one that are purple has the two, both steroid and the long-acting. Of course, you see your regular Ventolin over there. Then you have the various types of the meter dose inhaler. So don't always think asthma treatment is Ventolin. That's why I bothered with this slide. So you understand that there are different medications and you need to get to your doctor. Don't become your own self-doctor. Come and give us that your money. Okay, then these are the steroid only. So there are many asthma medications and the doctor will help guide you safely how best these medications are used. We've talked about the spacers, so I don't need to emphasize so much about it. But anytime you're using a meter dose inhaler, it's important if you're using particularly steroid. In fact, steroids, after using anything that contains steroid, rinse your mouth. And don't rinse your mouth and swallow it because you've already just wasted your time. Rinse your mouth and pour out that water used in rinsing your mouth because we're trying to reduce systemic side effects of the steroids. Okay, the 6 things to adhere to other therapy. I showed you those other things, the atopies, the allergic conjunctivitis, rhinitis, they all occur. So you see your doctor writing other medications. You say, this one is not Ventolin. There are too many medications here. Control for the catarrh, control for the allergic eye problems, control for these different problems. So that when they write cetirizine, Toluca, don't say, this doctor wants to collect too much money from me. Just know that they're helping treat the other things that may go with the asthma and that if they are controlled, then asthma will be controlled. Sometimes your nose is blocked and they write for you the nasal steroids like the Avamys. It's all to help those other associated things that may be occurring with asthma. Avoid triggers, avoid triggers, avoid triggers. Those things that will start the problem in the first place. Keep away from them. Always have an NDI on you. I have patients who don't have problems for a long time, so their medication expires on them. But some of them know well enough. Once they expire, they still buy another one and keep. Don't wake up in the night and you don't have an extra inhaler on you. Don't. It's not safe at all. Even if, for a long time you don't have the symptoms, keep it. Keep it for that child. And always adjust medications according to the asthma action plan. Don't say, I've been using two puffs. Learning keeps changing. You may change how they say you should use it. Don't say, I used to use 2 tablets. Your child keeps growing, keeps adding weight, keeps changing many things. The lungs keep growing. So that's why you need to keep in contact with your doctor and keep abreast with what is the present teaching on these things on asthma. So take an extra medication or NDI spacer to school. I always tell my patients, put an extra one. Especially my adolescents, they're usually a bit shy. When they get to that age, they start dropping on medication, start dropping on many other things. I always tell them, give an extra. If the child is in boarding school, let the teacher know. Give an extra one, either in the clinic or however that school authority organizes. Or have an extra meter dose inhaler somewhere, somehow. So in conclusion, we now know what asthma is. We know how it manifests. Can I have my slides? The medication they use in asthma, what to do to control your asthma, and how to use a spacer device. Here are my references. I thank you for listening.
Please, another round of applause for the presentation. Please, one more round. Chiwuike-Uba for her presentation. We will go directly, like I said, please take note of your questions. To carry on with our technical session, he's the National Coordinator of the Human Rights Volunteer Forum of Nigeria, HRVC, and the title of his topic is Together We Can Defeat Asthma. Please, ladies and gentlemen, with a round of applause, please join me and welcome Mr. Larry Ogwego.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Moderator. I must start by saying, before I go to the protocol, that my right was denied me something. My name was written here as one of those who will make goodwill remarks, and somehow that right was withdrawn. And because it was withdrawn, I'm going to ask for maybe for the expression of the right, which may translate an extra 5 minutes. Okay, 1 minute. But I want to state this to make you conscious of that which belongs to you. The remark belongs to me, they took it away, so I want it back. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to stand on the existing protocol, and I want to also use this opportunity to thank a man who I just got to meet a few weeks ago, but I've come to immensely respect. The man who decided to turn pain into gain. And because he took that decision, he brought all of us here to start a process that will ensure that we don't have any other loss arising from complications from asthma. And